September 1st in the Shelburne garden. Harvested the last of the onions. This is about a third of the total crop. These were still doing okay, so they hadn't fallen over yet, so I left them in. Some patty pan squash that's just starting to blossom, so a couple more weeks we'll get some. Celery is looking okay. I'll go back to the basil. It's coming up. Had a couple harvests off of it. It's kind of nice. Dill's long in the tooth, but I don't really grow that. It just grows itself. Here's Peppergate. This was supposed to be a bell pepper, and it's growing tasteless hot banana peppers. Go figure. It's almost. I'm gonna get rid of all the flowers because I don't think anything that's forming now is going to finish the season. And speaking of finishing the season, I want to finish the season strong with my brassicas. So this is a couple, I think those are Brussels sprout plants with some broccoli. Had to support that one. It was leaning on the netting that's usually over it. And more broccoli, cauliflower. I think this stuff here, the darker green, is the cauliflower. So as with the other, nothing forming yet, but as I recall from before, it comes on fast when it ends up coming in. So today's been a day of weeding and watering and just general maintenance of the plants. So here are the other Brussels sprouts, which you'll see them in there. Maybe. We've got some nice Brussels sprouts forming. I've got 1, 2, 4 plants. That's about as close as you want to put them. Probably should have left a little more room, so I'll know that for next year. Because you see this one here at the end is getting crowded out. So what's really interesting are these brassicas are the same age as these brassicas, and yet they're not thriving whatsoever. Not sure why. I think I've had some slug damage. So I have put down some slug killer, which is safe to humans. There you go. Lettuce is coming off. Soon have some nice lettuce. Just letting this go to seed. I don't know why. It just got a little too long. I might harvest some of this. It might be okay. Don't know. So as you can see, I've been doing a lot of weeding and pruning. This is a little more chaotic here, but that's kind of what you get when you grow squash. And I've got 3 different varieties here. I'll start with this one that's growing, the roots are here, and it's finding all the way down here. This is a Jamaican squash, and it is probably harvestable if I wanted to harvest it, but I'll leave it in. So that's also a Jamaican squash, and it's taking on some butternut appearance, and I think the butternut and this Jamaican squash are in the same squash family. You can crossbreed, so maybe over the history of the plant from last year, maybe a crossbred. I don't know. We shall see. And speaking of crossbreeding, these seeds are from burping. You would expect them not to crossbreed, but this is supposed to be just a totally green acorn squash and not looking like a jester squash. So there's a good chance that it got crossbred. Not the end of the world by any stretch. In fact, I'm looking forward to trying it because hybrids are usually more disease resistant and sort of better than the original. That's my theory. I think it's true, but we shall find out. Cherry tomatoes doing good. The Abruzzo, or grandma throwing tomato, is doing good. And what's interesting is the tomatoes here, this one's only about 4 feet tall. I did top it, but it really didn't get more than 4 feet, and it did not thrive here. This is a new garden bed, so it's probably due to the soil. Even though I fertilized rather heavily, I don't think that made up for the soil quality. I planted it into lawn, but I did plant it into compost, so hard to say. Always interesting, always an experiment. Got some blushing here. These are the Rosella Purple, and they are just a fantastic tomato. They've got a nice strong tomato taste, but pleasant. These are Brandywines, and again, well, this one's growing in a straw bale, so I didn't really expect it to thrive all that well, but it did okay. Not nearly as well as the in-ground plants. Moving to the center. Whoa. Careful. Got some really nice butternut squash coming on strong. More pepper gates. There's, look at that, an egg, or a bell pepper. Huh, go figure. Here's another Jamaican squash. Now, here's watermelon. And I'm not doing watermelon next year. It was just a waste of space. It really was. We tried 2 yesterday that were right, but they were really, you know, this time of year you get watermelon for fairly cheap from the store, and those are far better than these. And these take up room, and I can guess why. I probably jammed too many things in and should have spaced it better. And again, this is a new plot, so not the best, but still, you know, for the amount of enjoyment I get out of a watermelon, which really, it ranks low in my world. Don't think I'll grow it again. The sweet taters are doing pretty good. Looking forward to that harvest, and that'll be late October. Well, bumblebee's coming to say hi. And that's about it. Cheerio.